reason why this podcast sucks and we have no fans is because Rick and damn Dupper talk way too goddamn much.
Hi guys.
Hey, what does that song actually say?
Special episode.
Something about thumbs being dislocated. Do you guys know why we're all excited? Anybody want to take a guess?
Because Rick missed this week.
Yes, Rick is not here.
Duper.
So to take his place, though, you know, we have a special guest from the planet Endor, Mr. Fuck You Art. So, Art, welcome back to the show.
What's up, guys? Glad to be here.
I think you're going to do a much better job than Rick. Hopefully,
the bar is
Dupper will
very
be
low.
less. Yeah, it is.
Well, you know, I'm actually kind of replacing two because, you know,
Because he's that fat?
well, no, Rick's not here, and also Josh isn't here, so I got to pick up. I got to pick up the weight of two guys.
No, well, not really, because Josh never talks.
You know, Art, I am going to implore you for one thing tonight, though.
What's
Okay? I need you to see how quickly you can get Duper to go to a safe space.
Oh, it's been a while. In
Here's his
5,
laughter.
4, 3.
Well, here we go. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Did you guys have soul food today?
No.
No.
What? No.
Oh, wait, I had chicken, though. Does chicken
Hey, you had
count?
chicken. Yes, it does.
All right.
Not
Yeah,
if it's grilled.
It does.
Oh,
It
No,
was.
I'm pretty-
Why?
Mm.
It has to be deep fried, dude.
Oh, see, what? What are you?
It has to be deep fried.
My body's a temple, Art. I don't deep fry nothing.
Oh, it's a temple.
Dupper,
Yeah.
is that right or racist?
Temple of Poon.
That's
Ooh,
racist.
yeah.
That's racist. It's all racist. Oh, man.
Yeah, you let the brown man be racist.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why we're not canceled, though.
Rick isn't brown.
Ah, shit.
Um,
We're fucked.
doesn't matter
We're getting
I'm,
zucked.
I'm sad to inform you. He likes to claim it when it's very convenient for him.
Mm.
That's true. But Rick does that about anything, not just.
Oh, this is true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like during Hanukkah when he claims his 1% Jewish matters.
Yeah.
Whoa, I've not heard that one.
You haven't heard that
Oh, you
one?
haven't?
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Apparently Jewish is a race. I did not know this. And it came back on his 23andMe that he was like 1% Jewish, European Jewish or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know what a European Jew is. I know what a European is.
I thought being Jewish was like a religion.
It is. It's just a religion.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Now it's a race.
But apparently people misconstrue it for its own race.
Yeah, and they're the ones who built the pyramids. Duh.
No, those are aliens. Illegal. Aliens.
Wait, does that mean Jews are aliens and that's why they're a race?
They were illegal to Egypt.
Hmm.
I don't know.
We can't call illegals aliens, Art.
Why not?
I don't know. Duper, help me on this.
I'm gonna let you drown, buddy.
So, Dupe, you had a pretty busy week. What would you do?
Did I have? I don't remember if I had a busy week or not.
I mean, I don't know. You created like a solo episode, something about some type of COVID plan response or whatever. So
yeah, I did do that. I forgot
you don't even
about that.
remember. You recorded it and then posted it, and then you don't even remember doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Wow. Dude.
Man, when you got like a little one in the house and responsibilities and stuff, you wouldn't understand, Greg. It's it's hard to fit things like that into your
No,
day.
I feel
Like,
I
literally-
feel singled out and attacked because
On
you're
that day-
attacking
on that
the
day
only
when
guy who doesn't have children on tonight.
On
I
the
can
day
I
recorded
can
that-
identify with Duper on that one.
Yeah.
You know, Greg,
Like,
when
the day
you
I recorded that, it was like, okay, it looks like I have 45 minutes. I'm going to take advantage of this 45 minutes. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go record that really fast. And then I had to go right back to dad duties. Like, there was no preparation. There was no planning. It was just, you got to jump in and then jump right back out. So, yeah, I forgot about that. But one big thing that happened, I get to keep my job this week.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you did. Yeah.
Sexual harassment case fell through.
Yeah, the settlement money's not coming your way, Art.
Oh man,
Yeah, I won that shit.
We were depending on that money too.
No.
Thanks, Dupper. God.
I thought we were gonna grow our podcast with that money.
Grope
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah, or at least stop wearing your mask when you're doing it.
Fuck.
No,
Didn't you take the sexual harassment classes?
Yeah, dude. In
You
the
weren't
army,
paying
we used to
attention.
take them. They were hardcore. They would scare you.
so I got something in the mail this week that I was not expecting,
Oh,
You've been served.
and
no, it has to be more kids.
it was titled "Lee, Are You My Daddy?" again, so I know who it's from.
Okay.
23 and Lee.
And I was not expecting anything to show up. But it's a book. It's a fantastic book. And it is. You guys know the Babylon Bee, right? This is the Babylon Bee Guide to Wokeness. It's how to take your wokeness to the next level by canceling friends, breaking windows, and burning it all to the ground.
So why did you get that and not Rick?
Oh, because he's the only one that would truly appreciate it.
Oh, and
Oh.
I appreciate the fuck out of it. I've already been trying to read it.
Once I ordered that book and then I read it, like I could not stop reading it. I read the entire thing in one night. It was just nonstop. You cannot stop appreciating that book.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's a great book.
Yeah,
But I didn't think Greg and Rick would truly appreciate it. So
Rick would have put it on a shelf and made it like go along with his character, on the podcast, because that's all he is on the podcast. He's not like that in real life.
You know what?
And
I just want to tell you, I appreciate my gifts because I still have the Greek alphabet right here.
Yeah, you
and
do.
I got Lee's prank box right there. And I got Josh's fucking mug right here. So see, fuck you, Dupe. I appreciate all you guys.
I might stagger the gifts. That was actually the book I was going to order everybody for Christmas. And so that's the reason why I waited till the last minute on the gift buying stuff. Is I was just sitting back and I was like, okay, I already got everything planned out. I'm going to order these books for everybody, and then we're going to be good. But I didn't want to order it so far out because I this was like my plan in November. I didn't want to order it so far out that you guys would forget about receiving the gift, or you guys would open it as soon as you got it because you wouldn't know it was a Christmas gift. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wait till December to order the books. Come December, they were completely sold out. Like you could not order that book at
Really?
all. It was gone everywhere. I even went to like a physical bookstore, like one of those places that has books that you can walk in and actually look at and physically touch. I went to those places and they didn't even have them. They were all sold out. So those
Damn
those,
Cyber Monday.
I will
people.
say that I am super grateful that you found it and that you got one for me, because I am ecstatic to read the hell out of the shit.
dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of people had the same idea you did to get him as joke gifts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Or I wouldn't be surprised if there were some people out there who thought it was real. Because there's actually people out there that I have asked, do you know what the Babylon Bee is? And they have no clue. And I try to explain to them, like,
It's like the Onion, right?
and I try to use the Onion as an example, and they're like, well, what's the Onion? I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're just
Do they not
you're
know
gone.
what the internet is?
You're-
Are they familiar with AOL?
it's like they only know what Facebook is, and if they see an ad from the Onion or something from the Onion,
I
they believe it.
I know what it is. You got to stop trolling the high schools, dude.
Ah, shit. No, the last campus I went to was a fucking college. Okay, it was the freshman class.
Sure?
It was a junior college, right?
Yeah.
ABC.
podcast at some very inappropriate places. I don't know.
You
That's what
love
we're
it.
here for, right?
Yep.
I guess so. Good morning to me.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh man.
I'm here to get this canceled.
You're gonna have to try harder.
Good job.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I got
So,
my bag of tricks.
What do you
My
got?
sack of tricks.
Hmm.
You say a sack?
Yeah,
A trick?
for now.
Oh, okay.
I love how our Ewok is wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Yeah. Oh, check it out, dude. It's a periodic table of elements in Star Wars.
Oh my god, I need that.
Yeah. Another awesome. Christmas
Can you
gift.
go lower with the camera, please?
There's
Lower.
no pants. There's no
Lower.
pants. This is on. This is live. This is live. I don't want to get canceled that quickly.
Hey,
For everybody on the audio version, we're completely safe. You didn't see anything. So we'll see.
There wasn't much to be seen. I mean, we
Well, this
saw
is true.
everything, but
Dude,
I mean,
you know, I think he's got a lot to. Have you guys heard about COVID dick and what some guy's trying to do with that?
COVID dick.
COVID dick.
What is it?
Some dude
Okay.
got his doctor to agree with him that it's because of COVID, his dick shrank 1 inch.
Okay.
Oh.
He swears it used to be bigger, and his doctor agrees with him. And he's saying that because of COVID, it is now smaller.
Okay,
Uncle
so
went
what
up
is he
tomorrow.
winning from this, though?
I'm sure that he probably got in the sack with somebody, and he's like, "Oh, it used to be bigger, but you know, COVID." And then his doctor backed him up, and now it's a big thing.
Well, so like he's about to sleep with this chick, and then he called his doctor up.
I don't know
Like,
this.
hey, doc, you saw this chick, my penis used to be bigger.
I
And then
guess.
she was like, "Oh, well, if your dick used to be bigger, well, then
Yeah.
now I will sleep with you
Yeah.
in the current time."
Oh, you
because
mean
now it's not so embarrassing.
you mean you used to have an extra inch, but because of COVID,
Hey.
that's why you don't hit the walls as much now?
that sympathy pussy is, pretty good stuff.
Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what he's after.
Sympathy pussy.
I'm sad because I lost an
also
inch.
Getting his doctor to back him up. Now he can get the insurance company to pay for a penis enlargement.
What if the
Oh.
doctor was the person who he was banging, and his doctor noticed the difference?
Well,
No,
doctor would notice,
You know,
but no, I don't think that's it either.
I think Art is 100%.
I think I'm
with
going to
his,
call my doctor tomorrow
Yeah, I'm thinking about it too now.
and have my wife on the line. Like, it was bigger.
Yeah, Doc, can
She'd
you
back me up.
can
Maybe.
you can
No, she wouldn't. She'd be a dick.
make it a medical
Like,
condition?
it's
And
always
then,
been
yeah,
that small.
fuck yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a bigger dick soon.
Yeah.
On the insurance is dime.
Yeah.
Lee is like
That's a great
really,
idea.
really focused on
Shit.
this,
You
too.
know, we
can
can't
see his
release.
face.
We cannot release this
What?
motherfucking live.
Anybody on the audio podcast, you can just see it in your face. So you're like, this is a moment, a life changing moment in your life. You can see it.
Yeah,
Look, man, it's a free bigger dick.
yeah. I mean, why would I turn that down?
It's win-win.
I mean, if the guy from the UK is able to pull this shit off, then everybody around the world should be able to do this.
So there's just gonna be like a influx of just huge dicks all of a sudden, huh?
Well, not huge, but at least 1 inch
I mean,
bigger.
Yeah, at least one.
So you think that's what the insurance company's gonna increase? They're like, okay,
No.
we'll go 1 inch, but 1.25 we won't do.
Right.
Yep.
That might
Hey,
cost
man.
an extra $80,000.
Quit being a dick. That's what I'm
Like, hook a brother up. Jeez.
telling you, dude. Damn insurance agency.
Yeah, I know
How
what
you
I'm
been,
doing
Greg?
for Christmas.
I'm good, dude. I've been busy. I've been busy working on those best of. So shameless plug here. So every Tuesday for the next few weeks, I've literally painstakingly listened to all of your guys' voices for hours on end for about the
Sorry.
past 3 months. I know, dude. Like I have
How have you not
PTSD
Kurt Cobained
from
yourself?
that shit.
Ooh,
Dude, I've come close multiple times. I think I'm like a couple shades whiter because of the lack of sleep and the lack of sun I've been getting. But anyway, the best ofs. One came out last week. It was about our skits and sound bites and stuff. And then
Sound points?
sound bites. I know. Duper gets me all flustered. Anyway, and then tomorrow, for those of you guys who are watching, Tuesday will be another one, and this one will be the best of Lee's kids jokes. We
There's-
talked about your kids a lot, Lee.
The best-
so many.
Hold
There are
on.
so many.
the best
How
of
can you choose
Lee's
the
kids
best?
jokes.
Yes.
So how long is this episode?
About 55 minutes.
It goes into forever.
Could you have made it longer?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
about
actually,
one-
I don't know. I think it's about 30 minutes or 20.
probably about
minutes,
1
something
inch
like
longer.
Yeah.
Hey man, that 1 inch will get you there, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully you guys enjoy it. And then yeah, if you have any feedback, let us know. Obviously on social media, or if anybody emails us. Does anybody even email us? We always have an email address, and no one emails us. So,
Nobody checks. the
Nobody-
emails, I mean,
nobody.
yeah,
I've emailed you during the what was it 2020s
mhm. The top.
Halloween episode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I emailed you and I never got a response, and I feel
See,
hurt.
I got the email and I told Rick, "Hey, Art wins," and then you still never received your mug.
I have not received my mug. Where's my cock mug?
And you know what? Believe it or not, I called out the group the other day, and I said it like 3 times, and everyone ignored me.
Well, I do
When
have-
I'm here, I want to formally say, "Fuck you all," except for Lee. You're cool.
in my defense, I was ignoring everybody last week. So
I'm just saying.
real.
I don't know.
Why?
I was off my game last week. You know,
No.
it must have been. It's probably Omicron or something. I don't know. But anyway, dude. So
What? What did you just say?
So Omicron
Yes.
makes you hate your friends? Is
Yes.
that a new symptom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
it's
the
a new
way,
symptom.
in a couple weeks, there's going to be a best of where it's we really love cross out hate each other because we did a lot of fucking hating jokes, which is fucking hilarious. So that'll come out in a couple weeks.
Wait,
But
are,
anyway.
are me and you on that one at all, or is it just Duper and Rick?
It's a lot of so first it was titled Duper Hates Josh. Because that's all it was just Duper shitting on Josh.
I don't hate him. I just like to shit on him because he's not here.
I was like, damn, Duper really hates Josh.
No, I
and
don't
then as
hate
I
him.
was
I love
listening
him.
to more and more episodes, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, we fucking talk so much shit about each other.
Man,
This has to be its own thing. So anyway, yeah, that's coming in a few weeks. So stay tuned.
You know, I could just permanently replace him. I do have a beard. I cannot talk. You know.
you know
I
you
mean,
can, but
Yeah.
but you know what? I'll tell you this: when he comes back and actually wants to participate in an episode here and there, you're off.
Well, here's the thing: when he wants to participate.
Yes.
You know, you should probably just replace Rick. He's been trying to get off this podcast for a while.
He has.
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, that means you're gonna have to refinagle our 5 heads and remove Josh and Rick.
No, he just needs
Oh,
to
yeah,
put
no.
he just needs to put his head over Rick's.
Yeah, there you go.
What are we gonna do about that?
And Josh is the difficult one because he's the centerpiece.
Yeah.
So maybe
Just replace him with Betty White.
maybe you just have make a side.
I'm
one
so
that
sad
says
she's
with
gone.
Special
Me
with
too.
special guest Josh, and we only use that for the shows that Josh is on, so he'll be a special guest. And then if not, yeah.
All right.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, it
Art,
is a
you
lot of
can't. You
work.
can't. You can't be on the show because we
I'm
gotta
sorry,
redo
you
the
get-
logos.
Fine, fuck you guys. I'll start my own podcast.
Yeah,
with Black
sorry,
Jack
man.
Jones.
Duper
Yeah.
only gets 45 minutes of free time every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and he used his last one up to make that pod. So
Dude,
maybe
you have. I've been trying to write that guest on song for 2-3 weeks, and I cannot.
Really?
Like I have I have the background music all saved and all ready to go. I just can't find the time to write the logo.
Well, we'll talk after the pod. Me and you will get together. We'll make this happen, buddy.
Well, dude, have you been reading your book about the English language? That'll help with writing lyrics.
No, that's totally different.
Getting more familiar with the English language will help you realize what rhymes with what.
Have you heard modern music today?
I try not.
Whoa, it doesn't sound that loud.
Well, that sounds like it's
made up words.
that
makes
sounded
you
like
right now.
Creed.
Yeah, Creed was great too.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Oh, was it?
You know the modern music art. It's the I'm an island boy. Just trying to make it.
That's not me.
I'm an island boy.
Is that a real song?
Wow.
I don't know.
You haven't heard the island boy bullshit?
Oh,
No.
my
Oh,
God.
dude, it's so stupid. It went viral, and these dudes are straight idiots.
Yeah, I saw they actually got booed off of a stage.
They
They
did.
were trying to perform in somewhere in Miami, some club, and they got booed off stage. They're like, "What's going on?" I'm trying to fit in with the tattoos on my face and the gold teeth.
Terrible.
Were they singing in Spanish though? Because if not, that's probably why they got booed. They're in Miami.
I wonder if there's a chapter in here about them.
What, the Island Boys?
About
Yeah.
being an island boy?
Yeah. Fighting the culture. No, brainwashing the next generation. Chapter 11. We're going there.
That's what it was right there. They're trying to
Oh.
brainwash the next generation.
Yep.
All right, what are you drinking there, man?
I am drinking a Dos Equis.
Ah,
I
is
got
it
this.
open?
Yeah, it just.
Oh,
I was telling Lee during pre-show that I got these this cool little gift for Christmas. It's this metal rod. Yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking of.
So wait. Where did you put that before you put that in the beer?
Well, not in your ass.
Like you just-
If you want to, you could. Look at the shape.
I
Oh.
know.
You,
I
you
know.
could
Yeah.
you could put that in your ass.
And it
But
goes
no,
in the
you-
freezer?
Yeah, it goes in the freezer,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you crack a cold one, take a quick swig to offset any displacement. That's displacement. I know it's a big word for you, Duke.
So real men drink their beers
Boom.
quickly that they won't need to. That's perfect for Rick.
No. You're getting real men and alcoholics confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to enjoy my beer and my my Slurm koozie. I'm not drinking to get drunk. I'm drinking to enjoy the flavor of the beer, and if I catch a buzz, I catch a buzz.
Mm, okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, man.
I guess not being in the army, has a different view of drinking in my end.
You have no idea.
Yeah,
I guess
don't.
so.
I don't drink.
I mean, I don't blame you for drinking that way. I mean, you got to do something to deal with the horrors.
The horrors?
The
Horrors?
horrors or the
Well, the-
horrors?
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me enunciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The horrors and also the horse.
Okay.
Mm.
The horse.
Sometimes there was
What horse?
horrors with the horse.
What horse are you talking about?
Especially those one-legged ones, man. Right, Duke?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep, I know about them. They're 1 inch shorter.
Is it because of the COVID?
It's because of the COVID.
Mm.
100%.
Fucking A.
Fucking
Speaking of COVID, did you guys hear about the Viagra stuff?
Yeah, I have. I've heard about this for a few weeks, and so I've just not talked about it because Greg will just yell at me about
Why
it.
why don't you talk about it? I mean, I thought it was a
I don't yell. I laugh.
Yeah, he would just laugh. He would just yell at me.
man. So there was a nurse in the UK, right?
Yeah, Liz,
And
go ahead and take it away.
She had COVID, and she was on a ventilator, and she was actually on the verge of death. And one of the doctors, I think it was the UK, anyways. One of the doctors decided that they were going to give her an ample amount of Viagra. See what happens. Well, after they gave her the Viagra, she was able to be removed from the ventilator, and she was fine and walking out of the hospital like a week later.
So you would say after getting the Viagra, she was upright,
Yeah.
By an inch.
erect, maybe.
Yep. She stood straight up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
How old was she?
Muscle was solid as rock.
bus ran into her. It's like got crushed.
She was in her 40s, Greg.
Oh,
40s.
so our age group.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Art, there's-
that's very interesting. Hopefully they can do a little bit more research on that and actually get approved.
They already
for
have.
further
Pfizer's
usage.
shooting it down. Pfizer.
Well, that's
owns
because,
It's
Pfizer's
generic.
Yeah, Pfizer's got
That's
their
good.
own little conglomerate fucking bullshit going on in the United States, and we'll never get around that.
No, that's the reason why they're shutting down, and they won't do studies around any of these generic drugs, just because there's no money, there's no profit margin in them.
Yeah.
Dude,
The
I'm waiting
Merck
for
and
you
the
to
Pfizer
say that
drug.
one drug.
Well, it's the
I'm
same.
waiting
It's
for
the
you to
same thing
say
with
that one drug.
the hydroxychloroquine.
Oh, bingo!
It's the same thing with that. See, hydroxychloroquine. Oh, ivermectin too,
Wait, ivermectin. Yeah, there it is.
There.
dude. So in other countries, right, like people who get COVID get a care package in the mail. It's ivermectin, vitamin C, like aspirin, and things like that, and zinc.
Mm-hmm.
And here's your
And
medication. Here's your stuff. Stay home, and unless you need to go to the hospital, here's your care package, right? And so other countries are passing out ivermectin like it's candy for all these COVID patients, and then places like Africa, where hydroxychloroquine is basically an over-the-counter drug, people carry that shit in their pocket like we carry aspirin here in the States.
Yeah, and if you look at Africa's cases, they have no cases.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Well, I know it's like a malaria and all that stuff.
It's an antiviral for
Yeah.
the diseases that are out there.
Now,
So there's a perfectly good reason for that.
yeah, and see, the demand in the United States hasn't been high enough for them to make it an over-the-counter drug, so it's been by prescription only. So when it comes to times like this, where hey, maybe it'll actually help us, it's not owned by any company right now, so they're not going to push it, and they don't want us to use it. Whereas in other countries, like I said, you can walk in and buy it off the shelf and walk away with it and pop it every Sunday if you need to.
If you buy them in bulk, I guess they're like pennies too. Like it's
Yeah.
so cheap.
Yeah, at the Hay and Fee store.
One of the listeners listening said the science isn't out on the Viagra thing. The studies aren't transparent. I don't know what study he's referring to, because the reason the Viagra helped, and I can tell you from a scientific standpoint that I was actually researching this, right, is because Viagra helps your body produce nitric oxide. COVID reduces the nitric oxide in your body, so Viagra actually helps you produce more, thus kind of counterbalancing each other out.
So, Art, what other things have you used Viagra for that were beyond its intended purpose?
Well, I don't use Viagra. Have you seen them? Have you seen the tone of my skin?
What does that mean? That sounds
Yeah,
racist
what does
as
that
shit.
mean? Tell us more.
Look, I'm looking forward to the days that my cock does not get hard. You know, if,
You're
if
looking
that,
forward to those?
Like you're
looking
just
forward to them.
you're just hard 24/7 or what?
Well, like, I'm like in a perpetual state of puberty, dude. Like, fucking
Oh,
awkward
shit.
boners all the goddamn time.
Damn.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Yeah, exactly, man. So Viagra, like I've flirted with the idea of taking some Viagra just to see what it does, but then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up in the ER. Like, yeah, it's been like 4 hours.
Hmm.
And I used it all up,
Like, how many did you take? I took the whole bottle.
I'm kind of curious to try one. Just see what happens.
Yeah, me too.
Viagra?
Yeah.
Me too.
Don't do that, Lee. So many others will get pregnant around you. Hey,
Just walking around. Oh fuck! I took a Viagra. I have a boner, but I need to go to Walmart. Everyone's getting pregnant today.
Yeah, but since we have COVID, Dick, no one's gonna know. So
Yeah. You won't be able to see it because the pants are hiding it well enough right now.
yeah, all
Yep.
that, denim.
Yep, doctor. I hope you're listening. I have COVID, dick.
Sheila, you gotta get my back on this. We're gonna get another inch.
She's gonna be
I
so
thought
happy.
you were always rock hard, dude.
Yeah, but
Why-
if you can get another inch, fuck it. Why not?
I guess it is all a game of inches.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if that was worthy of a rim shot.
I really wanted to say a really bad joke. So, and you guys looking to move anytime soon?
Yes.
no.
Yeah, good. So, Realtor.com and Redfin will not have crime data search engines on their websites anymore. Because, well, you guys guess why?
Because it's racist?
In California?
Anywhere. They
Oh.
won't have it on their websites anywhere. So if you want to know the crime statistics in a city that you're moving to, Redfin apparently had a really good one. They've completely removed it from their site. And,
Well,
yeah,
I
you guys
mean,
can go ahead and guess the reason why. I mean, Greg, tell me.
Why they would remove crime?
Yeah.
Because crime doesn't exist anymore, Dupper.
That's
crime
true.
doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
God, that was an easy one. Give me another one, why don't you?
I guess when you remove criminal laws, then there is no more crime. So that is true.
Yes.
It's going to make it hard. But yeah,
Yeah.
Lee, it's racist apparently.
It is racist.
Crime data?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
Hold on.
Checking his
Let me look at my book.
wokeness.
I'm sure
They
there's
were very upfront
sure there's
about
something
it.
in here.
They said that they believe it's because of racism and it will make people not want to move to black neighborhoods, which in itself is kind of racist, right? Because then that's now saying that black neighborhoods are more inclined to be criminals. Like I don't understand why. Tell me why, Art.
Wait, who's gonna be more criminal? Sorry, I was reading the Book of Wokeness, and I missed what you just said.
I think this issue goes a little bit deeper than just real estate. Why would you not move to a predominantly African American neighborhood? Why would you not?
I don't think that I don't think I would look at a website to see what the racial dynamic was or demographic was in a neighborhood before I moved there. I don't think that matters to me.
I don't think it should, but go
What
ahead.
I would look at is crime data, especially if I have children. Right? I mean, we all have children besides Greg, who has no responsibility really on life besides a dog, and that thing's gonna love it no matter what.
If you're looking at crime data, are you really relying on a real estate website to tell you that?
Well, apparently Redfin had an amazing website that was really in tune
I'm sure
with-
they did because before I buy my house, I did frequent Redfin, Zillow, all this kind of stuff to look at houses, and they did have the crime rates and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a factor to look at. Especially like you said, when you have small children, you want to live in a relatively safe neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I really wouldn't rely solely on a real estate application to tell me
So
what the crime data is. I would go to the actual law enforcement's website because
right,
all that's
FBI
public record.
but
All
I
that's
mean,
public record.
yeah, right. And that's where they're getting their data from, but they're saying that data is skewed towards racial biases, so that's the reason why they
I
don't
mean,
have it on their
it
website.
could be, it could be, but again, it goes way deeper than that. Some neighborhoods like you said, like black neighborhoods, they are severely under serviced, by the cops, by fire, by emergency, any emergency services. You call for help, and they're going to take a little bit longer to come to those neighborhoods. So the
Do you have data to back that up?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
Because
I've
isn't
okay.
the current argument exactly the opposite, that there's too many police officers in black neighborhoods and that's actually racist?
I don't think there's too many officers in black neighborhoods.
Because they're profiling the neighborhood, and that's the reason why they have such a high police force in low-income
Well,
neighborhoods.
I mean, is there data on that as well?
Yeah, there is. I can provide it to you if you would like.
So here's the other point that I wanted to make is I'm gonna bail Art out here for part of that too. So here's the thing, right? When you search for homes on those websites, right? Like, we know that that's just the starting piece, right? Like, I shouldn't be totally completely purchasing my home based on what Redfin says, right? I mean, you should do your own
With
research.
how fast houses are selling today, you might have to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But the point I'm trying to make, right, is look at the price. The price will always tell you too, right? Like, if you have a pretty good house and the price is very low, well, why is that price low, right? Can it be because the foundation's bad or it needs a new roof or whatever? Or is it because of the societal factors that are around that house in that neighborhood? Was it a meth house before? Did, whatever, right? So I think that all plays a factor into your purchasing things.
I mean, I could agree with you. And like anybody looking to make a purchase, especially a large purchase, you go and check out the property. You actually physically go. You don't just go off of pictures like, oh, this looks great, because a picture doesn't tell you anything. Numbers don't tell you the whole story. So you got to go there. Like, I'll give you an example. When I bought my house, I went to go look at it, several times. Drove the neighborhood, and is it the best neighborhood? Probably not. Is it quiet for the most part? Yeah. There's a Jesus freak that lives next to me.
Besides
Two
the
houses
shooting.
down.
Yeah.
So just because the numbers say one thing, it doesn't necessarily, automatically make it truly unsafe. It could be that, yeah, there is crime in this neighborhood, but it's only centered in one house. But that's going to encompass the whole neighborhood when it comes to those numbers.
Well, here's the thing too. Aren't statistically crime statistics are always a year or two old? Like, it's hard to get real, like, live up to the date
They're about a
crime
year out,
statistics.
Yeah,
That
sounds about
a
right.
neighborhood was bad a year ago doesn't mean there hasn't been steps to.
No, I believe if you go on to a
Better.
department's website, you go to that local police department, they'll have the crime statistics for like the previous couple of months
Yeah.
on there. It'll like at
And
most
then
be like
they
a
do,
month out.
They do a year-end recap too, right? Where they just kind of encapsulate all.
I don't know if
the year
departments
data.
do, but I think the FBI does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a monthly recap from Ring, because I have a Ring doorbell and some security cameras. That'll give me a recap of my area code, of what happened, what has transpired in that area code, and my area code is huge.
Mhm.
And so I look at the recap, and all the stuff that's happened doesn't happen near my house, but because the area code is that large, it all gets lumped into that same area code, so it makes it seem like that area code is extremely unsafe to live in. But when you actually look at where, if you know the area, like I know the area, and you see, oh, this happened there, and you know where you live in relation to where the actual crimes happened, you can't really lump in that same area code in the same way.
So when we're talking about crime too, because statistically, you're not likely to have your house broken into as often as you might think, right? As much as you fear.
Yeah, exactly.
But crime is an indication of societal features in that neighborhood, right? And so if
Exactly.
you have kids, especially kids that are school age, and they're going to a neighborhood with high crime, that high crime is usually coming from the younger population, right? You don't see a lot of 60 and 70-year-old dudes out there gangbanging, right? Usually that's younger kids. So now you're going to have those same kids in the
True.
school system with you, and now they're going to be influenced negatively. Do we not see a negative impact from that?
All the time, all the time. You know, and we know that going to the school that we went to, you know, you see different.
Yeah, my wife,
different.
I drove my wife past our high school, and she was like, "That looks like a prison. That doesn't even
It
look
it
like
sure
a high
did because
school."
those gates went up the year that the years that we were there.
Mhm.
And it's gotten even worse.
That was back in Dupper's gangbanging days.
Yeah, it was. You know, I can see his beanie down to
Gang,
his
gang.
eyes. If I saw Dupe on the street right now, I'd probably be afraid of him.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Is it because the purple shirt?
it's the
It,
hockey
it,
guy.
it is because of the hockey shirt. He's
He
like
fucking wants to fight cancer. That son of a bitch.
he's one of those hockey hooligans. He's gonna tear down his city because they won the fucking cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, dude, that your jersey, like on camera, it's like small, so it kind of looks like a QR code. I had to like really look in to see that it says
Hockey fights cancer.
Yeah,
I think you need to go
like
see
I wanted to
an
wanted to take a
optometrist.
pic on my phone to see where it's coming from.
Cool. Art, what were you saying, buddy?
Shit, I fucking forgot my.
That's what I do.
We were talking about how
Greg.
we went to that prison that they call Palmdale High School. And how you kids can be influenced by negative people,
And they can because
due to crime data.
children are easily influenced by any outside source, whether it be positive or negative. And you look at this, if you look at the statistics, I don't have exact numbers or anything like that, so don't quote me on this.
6.
Exactly. A lot of the households that you would say like, oh, that's a bad kid, you know, he comes from a bad household. Is it a full family unit? You know, mother, father in particular.
That's actually the minority today, right?
Minority of what?
Of people, like the minority of people have a full family structure, a mother and a father.
Exactly.
At home, right?
Exactly. You see those numbers of kids that coming from, I guess you could say a broken home.
Right.
They're more likely to get their fatherly advice from maybe not the best sources. So they get put under their wing by a guy who, you know, probably is a drug dealer, probably is a gangbanger. And that's to no fault of their own, but because they don't have their father at home, whether be for one reason or another, they don't have their father at home. Now, if their father was in that life to begin with and they're seeing what he's into, then the guy had a shit chance at the start.
So here's the statistics on those kids. Roughly 1 in 2 children will see their parents' marriage break up. 21% of children are being raised without a father in the house.
Yeah. And out of that 21%, how much lead a life of crime afterwards?
Yeah.
No, let me clarify something really quick though.
Probably half.
Are we talking about like the father just out of the house, or just the father not in their life at all?
Not in their life at all.
Children are being raised without their fathers in America. So yeah, I guess that is
not in their life at all.
Encompassing.
So but hold on, no. Just because that happens doesn't mean you're gonna turn out to be a fucking failure in life.
Exactly.
You know, it happened to you, Greg.
Damn.
You're
Wow.
you're Exhibit A.
You know, I'm gonna add this to next year's 2022. We hate each other, fucking
Man.
shit. I have no responsibility,
Yeah.
and I'm a fucked up person. There's no hope for you. You fucking suck.
Right.
You're gonna die next week.
Yeah, I mean, Art already said you need to Kurt Cobain yourself. So I mean, that happened.
You're just rolling
I
with it.
didn't say he needed to. I'm like, why haven't you?
Right? Yeah. I mean, essentially, this.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
So I'm sorry.
I don't know
Greg.
why I
So
do
you were
that.
saying being raised without a dad. Well, I
Okay,
can speak
I'm
from-
gonna
I
give
can
you
speak
I'm
from
gonna give you
personal
an
experience
example.
on this. All right, I grew up
go
in a
ahead.
household without my father. I had no male role models. I had no idea what a man really was. My mom was a pretty hardcore feminist, so she did not have a very strong opinion of men. All the male influences that I remembered, my dad left when I was about 5 or 6 years old.
I don't think you can call that a feminist.
My dad?
No, your mom.
Oh, my mom was a feminist, hands down. But all the male influences that I had when I was very young, they were all addicted to drugs. They're in a bad way with the law, and so even in my developmental years, when I did have a male role model around, they were positive. When my mom took over and my dad left, then I just had no male role model, and it wasn't until I went in the military and I actually had structure around me that I really saw what a man should be and what a man can be. I
That's
think in society we're missing a lot of that as to what a man and a male role model is, and we're seeing a deterioration away from that. Where now there's so much talk about toxic masculinity, right? You don't even want a man in your life anymore. It's not even admirable anymore.
I think that whole thing is a little extreme with the toxic masculinity, but as you mentioned, you going into the military and seeing, uh, having more structure, that was your catalyst to get your life the way it is now. That worked for you. A
Right.
lot of people don't have that. I'm gonna give you
Absolutely.
another example. I grew up, um, for the beginning of my life. I didn't have a father until my mom remarried,
But I
and
mean, you
then
guys
I
had
had
the
my
entire
stepfather.
community, right?
No,
On Indoor,
that's
you guys had the trade off the team.
well, they did. It does take a village of Ewoks to raise
I'm
one.
sorry. I'm
But
sorry. Go
this,
ahead.
but this story is not about me. I grew
Dupe
up.
is such a dick, dude.
He is. I appreciated that joke. I like it. I like it. It was kind of racist, but not really, because he called me an Ewok, even though beaners have
Yeah.
traditionally large families. I get what
Mhm.
you're saying there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Anyway, I grew up with two male friends. Both of them didn't have fathers at all. Their fathers were not in their lives, 100%. And throughout our childhood, we always, we had fun. We got into trouble as normal kids do. Nothing too serious, but that's where it stops. Um, One went off to a little bit of college and actually has jobs and stuff like that. The other one, a straight life of crime. Same situation, single mother working to pay the bills. We all grew up in the same apartment complex. Both of them had separate paths, but with the same situation.
It's kind of weird what kids will take from those lessons, right? Because I remember my dad and a driving force after my dad left was if I ever have
Was
kids,
you? Oh,
I'm never gonna be like my dad, right? I'm gonna be the opposite of my dad. Um, so that was my thing was my dad wasn't ever around, so I'm always gonna be around. Some people they respond that way, and other people they will respond where they're like, okay, well, that's just what a man is, and so that's what
Exactly.
I'm gonna accept. Um,
Some people see like, oh well, this is what it's like. I might as well just fall into the same
so,
line of
yeah.
behavior and think
and
it's okay.
the criminal
But I want to
lifestyle
be.
is enticing too because
It is.
for the most part it's easy and instantaneous cash for the most part, right? It's not like a 9 to 5 where you go work and bust your ass for 40 hours for a small check, especially when you're starting out. What were you saying, Greg?
No, I was just saying. I just want to be careful to say that, like, yeah, even if this 20% don't have complete families, and look at the people that fucking do have complete family homes. I mean, look at right out there. Going
Are
back
you
to
calling Leah a failure right here too?
not at all.
I mean, you
No,
might as
but I'm gonna
well.
use.
I'll admit
I'm
it.
gonna use. But how many homes have mothers and fathers that abuse the shit out of their fucking kids?
Too
That
many.
fucking sexually molest them, that
Too
fucking
many.
neglect them. So it's not just about single father, single mother, or whatever. It's finding that structure that they need. Like you said, we all made a decision not to follow the life of crime, right? We all made the decision to go
We're
somewhat
not
on
under
the
oath, are
correct
we?
path. Huh? Well,
We're
we
not
can
under
be.
oath, right?
I don't know
Okay,
if you're
Hold
going to be
on.
in political office one day, they can pull this up against you.
I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and the whole truth on the book of wokeness. So help me God.
It's the same as the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, do you think a father figure in the home really reduces crime?
No.
No, you don't. Okay. Why
No.
not?
because I don't think it really matters. I mean, so you have to remember, it's not just the parents that influence these people's lives, right? It could be the demographics of the area that influence their life. They go out, they hang out with the wrong friends, they meet the wrong people, they do the wrong things. All of a sudden, they're leading a life of crime, and it has nothing to do with the parents.
So I think that leads from a single family home typically, because a single family home, you just by pure mathematics, when you only have one parent in the house, you only have half the amount of time that you can spend with that child, right? So when you have two parents in the house, at least you have two people at least towards a.
See, if we're going to go down that path, though, then we're going to go back into the demographic area of where this usually happens, right? And if you go back to that demographical area, right, you're going to find homes where there are two parents, right, but they're both at work, still spending half the time with their children. True. The same result still happens. They still end up with other people in the neighborhood who are pieces of shit, and they still follow that path, right? It doesn't matter how the parents can be. Are there parents out there that are pieces of shit and raise their kids absolutely wrong? Absolutely. But there are parents out there in low-income neighborhoods and in these demographic areas that raise their kids fucking right, too. You know what I mean? Even single moms where their kids go off to college and live a great fucking successful life. And really what it comes down to, in my opinion, is what they choose to do in their extracurricular time on top of what the parents do.
Right.
Let me give you a little bit of an example of why.
But how do you help guide these kids towards making those right decisions?
See, that's...
They just need positive role models.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem.
How do you get positive role models if everybody around them is negative? Because Redfin took the criminal statistics off their website.
Nah, that's a little bit too easy to see. Let's break it down to that.
The thing with Redfin, though, is like, if people really want to know the crime statistics for the area that they're looking at, they can do their own due diligence and go on that department's website, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. The thing with I agree. The thing with Redfin is they're trying to get a hold of some fake wokeness, like Lee's book, and say, "Oh, this is racist, so we're not going to do it," just to make them shine a little bit brighter in this whole real estate thing that's going on, because Zillow's in trouble for buying houses at whatever they estimated, and now they're in trouble. So Redfin's trying
to Zillow in trouble for?
They were buying up houses, like a shit ton of houses.
Okay.
At their what they call a Zestimate.
Okay.
Which was way over what the house was actually worth.
Okay.
And so now they're losing a shit ton of money trying to resell these homes compared to what they bought them for. So go ahead.
Well, another point I want to make too, right? Crime, and you know what? I'm going to ask all you guys. All you guys have bought homes, right? Crime was only one thing that you were looking for with it, right? I'm sure you were looking at other things too, like how good is the quality of education? What is the distance to a hospital or medical services or other types of services that are out there, right? You're not just buying a home to be like...
I did not think about that at all.
Greg, I'm not gonna lie to you. I looked at the prices, like, can I afford this son of a bitch or not?
Yeah. Greg was like, how fast would my life alert to respond?
Not fast enough.
Well, and you know what though, too? Maybe it's because also, we've all moved after we've lived in our communities for a while, so we have an awareness of the area that we're going to. I'm sure it can be, you'll probably do that if you're moving out of state or if you're moving to a community that you're unfamiliar with, then you're definitely going to look at things like that to try to get an overall general awareness of where the hell you're moving to.
I live far away from the city.
You do?
I made those decisions on purpose. It's quiet, it's peaceful.
I'm glad you
not
did.
a lot of crime up here. We have a hospital on this side of town. The schools are good. Schools are okay. I think a big thing that would help fix this issue, and it's not removing the crime data off of Redfin, it's school choice. I think if you were able to move your kids to good schools and you got to decide what schools they went to, I think that would really help alleviate a lot of the bad influences within the neighborhood. Because it's going to be the parents that don't give a shit, and then the kids that also don't give a shit, that's just going to go to the school that's closest to them, right? They're not going to do any research. They're not going to look into which school is the best ones for them. I think school choice is actually very important. I would rehaul a lot of education stuff, and maybe I'll do a solo podcast on that because I've actually thought about it a bunch. But
oh god,
we'll see.
Just start your own.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't wait. But dude, that's an interesting theory. But we can't even get our bus drivers to show up to work now to take their kids on their regular school route. How the fuck you expect them to go to a different school across from where they're at on a different side of town?
Well, parents first off would be willing to make a sacrifice if it's for
would they? But what if they're working?
Of them. And then secondly, Why can't we not reallocate more tax dollars to our children? We
should
just
be.
spent thousands and trillions of dollars on stimulus checks for people who weren't out of work. Come the fuck on, man. We can reallocate that money. And then with all these student loans and all this shit and these predatory loans that they have with these colleges, some of that money can the
I can
student
tell you
loan can be
we can
reallocated back
reallocate
out
a
this
shit
way.
ton of money.
What is that?
Fucking all the money that gets paid to politicians and
Oh yeah,
and,
absolutely.
just take what, like a fourth of what the United States pays for defense. Throw that at fucking education.
Yeah.
How about that?
There's a lot of places we could skim. We're constantly talking about all these benefits that we can have, like universal health care in California. So Gavin Newsom's passed, well, he hasn't passed the bill yet, but he's advocating for this bill that's going to give everybody in California access to Medi-Cal. They're talking about doubling the
Medi-Cal?
tax.
What the hell is that?
That's
You mean Medi-Cal?
that's the
Medi-Cal.
out of state. That's the out of state version of what he thinks we have.
They are
Are you trying to say Mexicali? That's a state. That's a city in
Medi-Cal?
Mexico.
Damn it, bitches!
God damn it! Read your book.
It's Medi-Cal. But anyway, they're talking about the tax burden could be so severe in California that it could nearly double the tax burden in California. So, yeah, if we can pass things like that, we could definitely pass more money for bus drivers.
Well, I think bus drivers is the least of the issue. I think, bus drivers is part of it. You got to get the kids to the school, but what about the teachers that they come up with the lesson plans and have to work off the clock essentially to come up with these lesson plans to teach our kids? How about we pay them a little bit better?
Teachers?
Not so,
Teachers don't fucking work right now anyway. Fuck the teachers, man.
What do you mean they don't work?
They don't work. These teachers unions don't even want to go to school right now. They're fighting everything that they can not to go to school.
That's a complete different issue. The unions and the unions and the teachers, completely different issue.
So
because
the goddamn Taco Bell kid, he has to go to school and risk his life with COVID
to get
but
paid.
The teacher, God forbid.
Say what?
Yeah, what?
No, okay, go ahead.
What about Taco Bell?
The Taco Bell kid, he has to go to work. He's an essential worker, so he was not able to stop working throughout this entire pandemic.
Last time I checked, fast food is an essential, Dupper.
He was essential. Yes, he was.
Fast food is not essential.
During the 15 days,
No. I understand that he was considered
workers,
essential.
yes.
I understand that he's considered essential, but fast food is not essential.
That
to
kid
life
had to go risk his
in
life.
the
But now
United
we have
States.
teachers. We have teachers still 2.5 years into this pandemic, almost 3 years into this, and they still won't go back to school, even with the vaccines and with everything.
Duper found a way to trigger Rick number 2.
Yeah.
It's just going to turn into an argument back and forth right now.
I know.
No. See the thing with the unions, they're going to do what's best for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
We keep these teachers out of teaching, and that's not all schools, because my kid is in school. My kids' teachers are there. They're working, and I'm always in communication with them. So that's not everywhere.
No, there's some great teachers out there. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly. So all these teachers need to get paid their due.
Okay.
Regardless of the teachers union or not.
I've thought about this a lot. I would actually restructure the entire way that we do the educational system. I wouldn't have teachers grading their own homework anymore. I would actually have all that homework, all those tests being sent to a centralized plant where individuals who had no association with the kids would actually grade those independently from the classroom. What that would actually do is it would create we've talked about biases within the classroom, right? And racial inequities and things of that sort. So if these papers were being graded off-site, let's say Art's a little asshole in class, right? And I'm the teacher. And Art, he turns in a paper. It's a pretty good paper. But in the back of my head, the entire time I got this bias that says, Art's this little disruptive little piece of shit in my class. And so I'm going to grade him a little bit harder than I am Lee or Josh, who never fucking talks, right? He just sits there and he nods his head and he laughs at my bad jokes. And I'm going to give him a better grade. I'm going to go a little bit easier on him. If we're sending all those papers off-site, that not only frees up these teachers and those long hours that they have to work during the few days a week that they a year that they work, it frees up their time so then they're not grading papers at night. They can focus more on the children, and then it also takes out any biases that these teachers might have towards these kids, and it actually helps solidify the entire grading process.
I would just restructure the whole thing and get rid of tests altogether.
No,
because
no, you can't get rid of tests.
it's essentially you're teaching kids to be good test takers.
No,
They're not actually learning.
but we're talking about essays and things like that. But
So
You said
you guys
tests.
are-
You didn't say essays.
A Scantron, you can just run a Scantron through a fucking grading system, right? Through the Grade-O-Matic 4000, that'll grade a Scantron. Yeah, I'm talking about
Dude.
essays, homeworks, anything where you have to actually write things out and critically think.
You would have to make the position, have people want to do that. I mean,
How
we
many
have teacher
teachers do you think would
shortages.
want to do that?
We
There's
have
teachers out there
teacher-
that hate the students, but they love just the
I don't think I
paperwork side of it. There's
I
gonna be
think
teachers out there
that's a
would wanna
really
do it.
extreme opinion, that's saying that teachers hate children. Maybe your teachers hated you, but I don't think in general
I didn't say that they
Te-
hate children. I said that they might have biases towards some of the children.
everybody has a bias against.
My mom was a
every-
substitute teacher. She had biases against students. I promise you.
Well, I'm sure everybody has biases against everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these teachers don't get into teaching for some stupid reason. They get into teaching to shape the future because they love kids. Are there asshole kids? Yeah, I'm raising a few of them.
We're a bad
But
parent.
that doesn't mean that the teachers are automatically going to be like, fuck this kid. He's a piece of shit. I'm gonna grade it. I'm just gonna fail him. I don't.
They are going
think
to
that-
grade them naturally and harder just based on
You think
personal
so?
biases.
But,
Yeah, absolutely.
but if you do that,
Human
too, then
nature
you're
is human nature.
you're kind of getting rid of the individualized feedback portion of it too, right? If somebody who has no idea what this kid is doing and what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and you just go back and give them a D, right? Then how is that telling them what they need to improve on, right? Like, what if the kid excels in one thing but not so much in the other?
I need to-
Parent-teacher conferences still exist.
I need to know how often this actually happens, according to you right now, because if there's
Yeah, exactly.
the amount of teachers that I think that you're encompassing with that ideology that you're throwing out there right now, I don't think there's
It's
very
way too
many.
many.
And if there is that many, then we have a severe problem within our school system.
Yeah, that's like the same thing with the cops. Like, oh, not every cop is bad, but which is true.
No, all
But,
cops are bad.
Well,
Fuck
I'm
you.
sure there are.
No, that's a legitimate thing. So
Don't you start all ACAB on me, you motherfucker. I will shut this shit down right now.
Frozen Star is
I'm
under
the
fire.
producer.
I see what goes. I'm the resident Jew.
Kristen Bell went to a police station in Los Angeles, Lancaster, actually, the Lancaster station, and she took some pictures with some police officers out there, and then she posted them on Instagram, and she's under attack because they're saying that she should be defending as somebody who supported the Black Lives Movement. She needs to not be supporting police officers, and so a lot of people are calling for her to be canceled right now.
Well, social media is dumb, so we all know that.
So the People's City Council
So
in
I
Los
don't-
Angeles. So this is the People's City Council in Los Angeles. They said, "Wow, this sucks so much." Kristen Bell taking pictures with deputy gang members.
So these are city council members.
Yeah,
So these are essentially low level politicians. Fuck,
Right.
who cares what the fuck they say? Seriously,
Rick said that was last summer, but I don't think it was last summer.
what these
It-
pictures?
does it matter when it happened?
Yeah, I just
No, I'm just saying that-
November
the-
22nd.
Yeah, I-
2021.
remember seeing
point
it
is
like a
this,
month or two ago.
The city council members are having an opinion about something that isn't really in their lane. Shut the fuck up.
I
Do
don't-
your job.
I don't think those are
And-
real council members. I think that's just a Twitter account, right?
No, it's not. It's a blue check mark. Another blue check mark was landlord celebrities will post about Juneteenth, but at the end of the day, their allies are the cops that protect their property at the expense of human life.
See, you know what I think? I think instead of are there bad police officers? Absolutely. Right? Should some things change? Sure. Let's go through and discuss what needs to change. I'm not discussing that shit right now. But at the end of the day, things on the other end need to change too. Right? Like there's this whole thing where it's like if you want reform to happen in the police department, how about we reform your children that are causing the ruckus too? Right? We can reform both sides. Let's be honest.
This all goes back to having a better home life.
It does. And unfortunately, when it comes to certain demographics, there's a lot of crime that come with these demographics, and it's
not
sad.
just the home life though, right? It's the cultural issue, right? We put
What do you
too
mean?
much
What do you mean the
emphasis
cultural
on
issue?
we put too much issue on, or emphasis on celebrities such as basketball players and movie stars and things like that. And so when everybody else is growing up right now, and now influencers on social media, so that's where everybody wants to be, right? Everybody wants to be a rap star in music. Nobody wants to be a rock star anymore. But they want to be in the movies, right? Everybody has these grandiose dreams.
They want to make a podcast and fucking
Right.
just talk
Everybody wants
every
that Joe Rogan money, right? So
They want to get
there's-
sponsors.
There's no longer just just a hard will to work every day, right? There's no more desire to do the jobs that aren't glamorous anymore.
Careful, Dupper. You're sounding a lot like a boomer right now.
Well, see, yeah, right now I feel like you're just describing millennials.
I hate
Yeah.
boomers, and we are millennials.
Hey, by the way, so we're already an hour in. Does anybody have
Oh,
an FTMF?
Thanks for throwing that out there, Greg. We were
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
you were.
Greg,
You were.
shut the fuck up.
Fucking, be like Josh and sit
It's
there.
an hour.
Oh my God, you get loud and obnoxious, and you're so
No,
angry all the time.
I did that on purpose.
He's running Zencaster, so I guess that's the end of the show.
You know one of the other things too,
wait.
though. Hold on.
I-
One of the
I
things I
have an
want to touch
FTMF.
base on is
Yeah.
before he gets his FTMF is when it comes to these the way people are raised and all that stuff. They talk about like Redfin, for example, right? Removing the calls for service and things like that off of their website because it's racist, right? How is it racist? Can anybody explain that to me? Because when you look at certain demographics, right? Let's say there's higher crime in this area, there's higher crime in this area, there's higher crime in this area. Well, this area could be, let's just be real. A lot of the areas that are really crime ridden are some of the lower income areas, right?
What do you think
So
that is?
they're saying that redlining and things of that sort,
Okay, but
and gerrymandering are based on these crime statistics, and that's
Right,
actually
well,
what it is.
so when it comes to these neighborhoods in question, right, that are experiencing these rates of crime that they're experiencing, and some of the areas that it branches out into, and things like that, given the demographic of the area and the state they're in, right, that's just what you're going to see. If you're in Chicago, a majority of the run-ins are going to be with African Americans.
And what do you
Don't
think
kinda-
that is?
If you're in
don't-
Wyoming or Missouri, a lot of your run-ins are going to be with white people. If you're in another part, right? Like let's say you come down to LA and you're in Chinatown, what is the majority of your contact and crime going to be?
Illegal.
Probably
There's-
Asians.
There's a term I heard around this called proximity crime, and so typically that's the reason why you see white people kill more white people, black people kill more black people.
That's because the demographic of the area. It's where they all. I don't know why people do this, right? But they do. A lot of the whites will go to one area of the town. A lot of the blacks will go to one area of the town. A lot of the Hispanics will go to one area of the town. It's like a natural segregation that everyone does on their own.
It's self-segregation.
And it's I don't think it's intended. It's just how people feel comfortable apparently.
No, it's definitely intended.
You think
It's
so?
definitely intended. Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you gotta have minority safe spaces on college campuses today, it's definitely intentional.
Okay, but
when you're
that's
creating
an
these
entirely different thing though. That is
That's
just
a,
but it's
that's
not.
different.
that's just
not-
catering
it's
to,
not-
to these bullshit millennials who need a fucking cry closet when someone doesn't win an election.
But it's not. It's not. It's really about people not feeling comfortable around white people, or white people not feeling comfortable around black people.
But who do you think?
Okay.
Oh
I'm
man,
gonna let you white people into a little thing.
Uh-oh.
into a little
There we
thing.
go.
What's a little
Okay,
thing?
It's kind of a big thing.
It's about
We
1
don't-
inch shorter right now, though.
We don't feel comfortable around you.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
don't,
well, you know what? I don't feel comfortable around you, Art.
and you shouldn't, because I'll shank you.
Yeah, and I'll fucking lick you.
But and I'm gonna give you the reason why.
Hold on, I want to hear more about this, but can we save it for post show?
Of course.
All right. Art, you had an FTMF?
Merchandise, please.
Hey, I do.
All right.
All right, here we go.
It's gonna be a great post show.
Take warning. The following segment is a personal view and opinion that may offend some. This is an independent opinion and should be taken as such. Put away your tissues and closed minds. It's time to hear the fucker out.
Well, this FTMF may be better suited for the TWATS program, but let me preface what I'm going to say, and I am sorry for you, Greg, because I know the heartbreak of defeat, but it brings me such joy to know that the worst fan bases in the NFL both went out in the first weekend. Both the Raiders and the Cowboys have been eliminated by their prospective opponents. So, fuck your fan base. Fuck your team. Not you, Greg. I love you, Greg. And I'm happy about that. I'm out.
I think you're going to make some people mad right now.
I don't give a shit. They can come out.
Let's go Seahawks.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Well, can you tell us about merchandise?
I can. I've been drinking from this fantastic cup that has a Take Warning logo on it all night tonight while we record this podcast. And it's cool. It's purple. It's pink. It's blue. It says Take Warning Podcast on it. And I would appreciate it if you guys all went and bought it. Because if you bought it, we could do some more cool stuff with our show. And you would support us. And it'd be amazing.
Speaking of merchandise, where's my cock mug?
Well, never mind. Greg, can you tell us about social media and where people can follow us?
Hold on.
I wasn't done
Lee.
yet.
Oh.
Yeah, Lee.
www.takewarningstore.com. Check it out. We're actually going to have another promo running pretty soon here with a new shirt coming up. It's the infamous TWP Take Warning Podcast coming up. So as soon as that shirt drops, there's going to be a promo code that drops. And I'll make sure I post that link on our socials. So, do me a favor and make me happy, Daddy.
Make all of us happy.
Yeah, I mean,
Daddy.
I'm suffering from
And
COVID,
mommy.
Dick, so I need some kind of goodness in my life.
Can you call me
so
Daddy
remember-
one more time?
Hey, Daddy.
Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
But remember, if you're gonna order clothing, do it at least one size above what you normally wear, right, Lee?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Okay.
all right. Art, final words?
I love being here, you guys. I have a lot of fun with you guys.
And we love you.
Yeah,
safe?
besides the fact that we're white, but we'll talk about that later.
The fact that you're white has nothing to do with.
No,
how
we'll talk
I
about
hate
it later.
you.
It's gonna be fun.
Anyway, just stay safe out there. Be cool. Be kind. One love.
So remember how Howard Stern had that one guest? He was
Titties.
the king of all blacks. Are you like the king of all Mexicans? I mean, did that be your new title?
Sure, I can be the king of Mexico.
Okay. All right. Dude, final words before I give you mine.
I ain't got much. Be good. Be good. Be kind to your neighbors. Be kind to everybody else around you.
All right.
And then hold on, I got.
You haven't said anything this entire show, but you want to give a goodbye speech?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So first of all, I love you all. Even Dupper sometimes. Like we have done so much content for you guys over these past few weeks, and I was just even thinking about for this past year. Like, how many podcasts do you know? A, live stream every week. B, give you full episodes every week. And then 3, give you even more episodes because they break that content up and give you the best of stuff and the funniest stuff. And then also have one of their guys just do their own solo shows just because they can. So Dupper may be creating another solo show with his education plan. I don't know. Look out for that. And then continue to look out for our best of content. Give us feedback. I love you guys all, and stay safe out there. And Rick, fuck you. Don't cook bacon naked.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
There goes the mic.
All right, everybody. Thank you
Rick,
for
go.
listening. You fucking dick, dude.
Let's try and get one more out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for
Rub
listening
it out, buddy. Just rub it out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the show today. Please go to takewarningpod.com where you can explore additional content on the podcast, as well as